I started this Ace vs Blackbeard animation as a 100-day challenge, and somehow it has taken longer than 6 months to finish, so I definitely failed that. So today I'm going to show you how it went from this to this. A while ago I decided I wanted to reanimate Ace vs Blackbeard from One Piece. The original idea was simple: take an older fight from One Piece and try and modernize it. I wanted to take this fight and imagine what it could feel like if it was animated in the modern style of One Piece. That was the plan. A short 100-day animation challenge. Easy, right? Wrong. I was very wrong. That did not happen. The reason I picked Ace vs Blackbeard is because this fight has always had way more weight than the actual screen time suggests. It's not just two characters throwing attacks at each other. It's one of those fights where the entire story quietly shifts direction afterwards. And with recent reveals in the manga, without spoiling anything, this fight feels even more important than it originally did. And it's one of the biggest arcs in One Piece still, and it just got more important, which is crazy. The first stage was the rough animation, and this is usually the part I find the hardest, but also the most fun. This is where you figure out the posing, the timing, the framing, the camera movement, choreography, and whether the scene actually works. For me, the rough animation is where the real problem solving happens, and because of that, when I'm locked in, I can rough out a lot pretty quickly and get a decent amount of work done in a week or two, which is exactly how this project tricks me every time, because once the rough animation is done, I always make the same mistake. I looked at it and thought, okay, surely the hard part is finished now, right? This was a lie. Rough animation is difficult because you're solving the actual fight, but cleaning up is dangerous. Dangerous as all hell, because it feels so easy. You're mostly drawing over something that already exists. So in my head, I always think, how bad can this be? Very bad. It's always the same. It's always very bad. Cleaning one drawing is easy. Cleaning hundreds of drawings is where your soul starts to leave your body. You're cleaning lines, fixing drawings, coloring, checking frames, making sure the animation still reads, and doing that again and again and again. I'll look at the rough animation and think, yeah, I can clean this up in a week. And then suddenly that week becomes a month, and then I add one more cut, then I extend the ending, I make the explosion bigger, I redo a full shot, and before you know it, the 100-day challenge, no, it's gone. Doesn't exist anymore. I've just forgotten about it. Not a great start, but we'll move on. And then there were the backgrounds. Normally I avoid hand-drawn backgrounds as much as possible. If I can replace a background with 3D later, I always will, because I do not have the patience for landscapes and environments. I'm also not very good at them. So naturally for this animation, I decided a hand-drawn background was the only way to go. Great decision. Past self, sick, nice one. To survive, I had to be smart with it. I drew one big background and started abusing it like I was a budget anime studio on crunch time. I flipped it, zoomed into it, blurred it, moved it around, whatever got the shot done. And honestly, it helped so much. It's not glamorous, but reusing the assets properly is like one of the biggest things you can do in an animation to save time. The main idea behind this whole animation was modernizing an older One Piece fight, and with Ace, that was pretty fun. We have seen what modern One Piece fire can look like now. We've seen Wano, we have seen modern fire effects, we see Ace. There's a lot of strong reference, essentially. So for Ace, the direction was pretty clear. Blackbeard was the problem. We actually have not seen a huge modern Blackbeard fight where his darkness powers are fully pushed by the animation team. We've seen glimpses, but not a full redesign. So it's hard to tell how they will make it look in the future. I don't know, tell me how I did. I guess it looks alright. It's nothing fancy. Certainly not Demon Slayer, but we'll take it, fuck it. But even after all that, the animation still did not fully hit. The drawings were there, the fire was there, the explosion was there, but it felt like something was missing. That's where the effects and sounds start carrying a lot more weight. Before the effects, the animation works, but doesn't feel finished. Ace's fire needed to fill the screen with movement, Blackbeard's darkness needed to feel heavy, and the final explosion needed to feel like the whole scene had been building towards it. If the final moment didn't hit, whole animation would feel smaller than it should. And then there was sound. Animation without sound is pretty brutal. We always underestimate how much sound actually plays a huge part in how full something feels. I'm not the best at sound, obviously it's not at all where I've studied, ever actually. We did no sound study in animation, so you guys could let me know how that is. So this is the full Ace vs Blackbeard animation.
Peachy, 無駄な問答はやめよう。展開。火柱。志願。オーガ、マゼス。 は白ひげを王にする。闇に死ね！
If you watched all the way through, genuinely thank you so much. Let me know which shot worked best and make sure to hit the like button, share it with your friends, subscribe if you want to see the next animation, which is coming sooner than a year, hopefully. And yeah, see you in the next